In 1981, Kim Carnes dominated the global music scene with Bette Davis Eyes, a song that redefined pop music's sonic landscape and topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 9 non-consecutive weeks. It became the best-selling single of the year in the United States, earned multiple Grammy Awards, and cemented Carnes as a household name. But shortly after reaching that peak, she all but disappeared from mainstream attention. Despite releasing multiple albums and singles after her massive hit, none came close to replicating its success. The question remains, what really happened to Kim Carnes? Before her chart-topping breakthrough, Carnes had already built a substantial career as a songwriter and performer. She penned tracks for other artists and had minor hits with songs like More Love and Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer, a duet with Kenny Rogers. But Bette Davis Eyes was different. It wasn't just successful, it was cultural. The production was stark and cold, her raspy voice unlike anything on the radio at the time. The track's futuristic sound and detached aesthetic placed it at the forefront of the new wave era. But that sudden elevation to global fame also placed immense pressure on Carnes to deliver another smash. Her follow-up albums, Voyeur, 1982, Café Racers, 1983, and Barking at Airplanes, 1985, received critical attention but lacked commercial momentum. Despite high production quality and continued collaboration with top industry producers like Val Garay, the public didn't respond in the same way. Voyeur flirted with controversy and featured a darker tone, but it failed to resonate with the same intensity. The title track charted modestly, but expectations after Bette Davis Eyes were nearly impossible to meet. The music industry in the 1980s was shifting rapidly. MTV was becoming dominant, and artists were increasingly judged by their visuals. Carnes was known for her distinct voice and songwriting, but she wasn't molded for the camera-centric marketing machines emerging at the time. Her refusal to conform to pop image trends may have contributed to her slow fade from mainstream view. Additionally, the music itself began to evolve towards synthesized dance pop and glam visuals, diverging from the minimal, moody style that had defined her biggest hit. Still, Carnes did not stop working. She released new material steadily throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, collaborated with major artists like Barbra Streisand and Kenny Rogers, and continued to write songs behind the scenes. Her influence persisted in subtle ways, especially through her songwriting. But without another radio-dominating single to reinforce her visibility, her name began to fade from the public's radar. By the mid-1990s, Carnes stepped away from the spotlight almost entirely, focusing instead on songwriting and relocating from Los Angeles to Nashville. There, she embraced a quieter, more deliberate role in the industry. She continued to write for country and adult contemporary artists, leveraging her decades of experience in a behind-the-scenes capacity. Her voice may have vanished from top 40 playlists, but her presence remained embedded in the songwriting circuit. What many fans don't realize is that Kim Carnes never truly disappeared. She transitioned. She moved away from the highly commercial spotlight that Bette Davis Eyes had once burned so brightly and chose to work in a space with more creative control and less media scrutiny. Her later albums, including Checkin' Out the Ghosts, 1991, and Chasin' Wild Trains, 2004, were critically well regarded, though independently released and less widely distributed. In retrospect, Carnes's fade from mainstream music was not due to scandal, failure, or abrupt retirement. It was the result of a deliberate shift in focus. After delivering one of the most iconic songs of the 1980s, she made a career decision that prioritized longevity, authenticity, and artistic freedom over commercial repetition. She remains respected within the industry, her legacy secure not just for one massive hit, but for a career built on substance, not spectacle.